All right, y'all. So another paranormal experience that I had. Sorry it's taken so long to get over my cold that I had. Man, it just felt like every time I coughed, it felt like razor blades were in my lungs, and oh man, it was bad. But I couldn't even talk, drive, and think at the same time. Like, it was bad. Anyway, so another paranormal experience that I've had was at a cemetery in Riverside called Evergreen Cemetery. I believe that's what it's called. I don't exactly remember the cross streets and whatever, but I know the street went right through the cemetery. Like, there were no cemetery gates, there were no fences around it, nothing. It's like right on the street. And my ex-girlfriend and I used to go there all the time because she lived right there by like 2 blocks away from Mission Inn. And we used to go to that cemetery all the time. And she had told me that she had seen things at the cemetery and heard things and all that stuff. And there was a couple times that we went and we saw a lady in a white dress, and she kind of didn't chase us out, but kind of followed us out of the cemetery and all that stuff. And there was a couple Native Americans that were there in full get-up and apparitions, and there was a couple Confederate looking soldiers, from that era that were there, and there was a couple kids that were there. This one time we were just walking through the cemetery, and oh man, I'm getting goosebumps just remembering this. Man, you guys suck. You guys are making me remember a lot of shit. But anyway, so we got, sorry, trying to adjust my mirror because my wife drove my car last night. So we were at the cemetery one time, in the older section of the cemetery, and I felt like, you know how a kid runs up and puts their arms around your leg to give you a hug? I felt that, and I looked down, and there was this girl in a dress that was hugging my thigh, and half of her face was missing. And it was just like a white, semi-solid white apparition. But where she touched me was like freezing cold. And I could literally feel, her arms literally wrapped around my leg. And I looked down, and I saw her face looking up at me, and like half of her face like this, from like the top of her left eye to the bottom of her mouth on her right was completely gone on the top, and it looked like maybe she had been in an accident or something. And she smiled at me, and I smiled back. And as soon as I smiled back, she disappeared. And I had been back several times after that, never saw her again. So there had been several, like, settlers, walking around in their clothes. Night, day, didn't matter what time of the day it was. Just didn't matter, And, but yeah, that was another experience that we had, or I had. Maybe I'll do Mission Inn I'll do Mission Inn in a separate one.